Hello, my name is Skip, and this is from the Fourth Row's review of Moneyball. Now, Moneyball is based on the book by Michael Lewis, who also wrote The Blind Side, and it stars Brad Pitt as Billy Beane, the general manager of the Oakland A's. Now, Billy Beane has to deal with a very difficult situation in Oakland with his team. He has just lost his three best players, Johnny Damon, Jason Giambi, and Jason Isringhausen, to three major market teams. And so he has to rebuild his team with a very low budget. And when he goes to try to make a trade with the GM of the Cleveland Indians, Mark Shapiro, he meets a young man played by Jonah Hill named Peter Brand, and he starts talking to him. He ends up hiring him to be the assistant general manager of the Oakland A's. And the system that Peter Brand helps Billy Beane put in place is based on a mathematical system of how to evaluate players more than a evaluation system on hits and what you do on the field and home runs and so forth and whatnot. And he has to get players that can help his team win without costing his team millions of dollars. And in doing so, he ends up getting some flawed players, players that can't throw runners out from as a catcher, but can play first base, and that's Scott Hatteberg. Or pitchers that don't generally get batters out the normal way because they have a different kind of throwing motion, like a submarine throwing motion. That's Chad Bradford. Or maybe a player that's a little overweight, or he trades for a player that may not be the exact kind of player they need because his skills doesn't necessarily go into the Oakland A's system, but they ask him to do something different. And that's David Justice. So we get a team that nobody thinks is going to win, and if you read the book, then you know that or if you follow the Oakland A's, or if you don't follow the Oakland A's, if you're a sports fan, you might know that they end up going on a 20-game winning streak. But this is just the tip of the iceberg with Moneyball. I believe that the story of Billy Beane and his struggle with ownership and players, and the manager, Art Howe, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, and then even when he goes home, he has to deal with his daughter, who wonders if he's going to lose his job. I think this is such a great movie, and it shows why Brad Pitt is a superstar. I mean, he takes there's a lot of these minor characters in sports history that you're like, okay, why did they make a movie of that? Well, this was a very good movie, and Bennett Miller does a great job, and he previously directed Philip Seymour Hoffman in Capote. Does a great job of showing the heart of Billy Beane, and when things aren't going right, the anger and the struggle that he goes through. In the movie, Brad Pitt says, "I hate losing when I love winning." And that goes. I mean, I'm a huge sports fan. You see my hat. I'm not gonna stand there and try to hide the fact that I'm a sports fan. And I read the book before watching the movie, and I was highly anticipating this movie. And you know what? It lived up to all my expectations. I didn't give a very good review earlier in the year to the Tree of Life because I didn't understand it. But I'm going to give a high review, and I'm going to say It's a big see it for me for Moneyball, and I just, you don't have to be a sports fan to go see this movie and enjoy it and think, well, oh, it's just about baseball. Wives can go see this movie, husbands, children, athletes, baseball fans, non-baseball fans. I just cannot say enough about Moneyball. This is Skip, and it's been From the Fourth Row's review of Moneyball.